Welcome back to Maintainers Garage. I'm Bags. On my C6 Corvette, really the only thing that didn't work when I bought it was the exterior hatch release button. The one on the interior works, the one on the key fob works, just the little button above the license plate doesn't work. So I'm finally going to take some time and try to see if I can figure out what's causing that problem and see if I can fix it. And I'm bringing you along with me, so you're welcome. And in case you weren't sure what button I was talking about, that little rubberized button right there is the one I was looking at that doesn't work. Alright, so here's our locking mechanism. We obviously want to get behind this carpet. This looks like it just pulls right out. That'll pull right out. There's two pieces of plastic mount here that hold the top end. Those won't come out. The carpet will slide off. Looks like we got that one, that one, that one, that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little locking tabs, and we should get this off. So we'll see if I'm right on that. And you know, this is one of those things that you just dive into head first and see what happens. Sometimes that doesn't always work out for me, but sometimes it does, and no matter what, you'll learn something. And I know for some people they learn differently than that, and that's okay. These two should just pop right. No, I didn't mean to do that. Come on. There we go. That's what was supposed to happen over here, but I just pulled the whole freaking thing through it. All right, and then this should just slide right over there. And same here. This carpet will just slide right over that, and yep, now we're loose. These lights just have two little locking plugs. Push down and it will release, and you can pull this right out. All right, so this carpet is out, obviously. This is your locking, unlocking, latching mechanism all in one. As I've checked all these connections, they're all good. So we'll close it, and still no bueno. But the key fob still works, so looks like I need to look at my switch on the outside. So let me get into that. I just want to go over this real quick, and then before I show you on the camera, the button is right here. It's got some little locking tabs that hold it in. There's a connector right here with a little lock tab. You got to get that off. To access that, you got to pull the passenger side inner tail light, one Torx 15 up top. It'll come right off. Again, it's got one 15 Torx right here. Once you get that Torx 15 out, it'll tip right down, and you can just take this connector off. A little dirty, and you can set this in the car out of the way. That's filthy. Let me set it over here. The switch is right over here, so I'm hoping I can reach through here, and it'll spin. And like I said, there's a connector on it with a little locking tab. When you find that, when the locking tab is down like this, so if you pull out, and then connector will come right off. After you get the connector off, the switch will spin. As you spin it, reach to the bottom of it, and you'll find two little tabs, spring tabs. If you push those in, then you can push the switch down, and it will come from under the bumper. Or not, it'll come down from above its little locking place, and hopefully that's the little locking tab, that's the locking tab. Like I said, after you pull the connector off, it'll spin. If you just stick your hands down there and you just run them around, you can feel them, and you just push them in, it'll come straight down. So I know it looks like I dumped some dirt on this. I just literally grabbed the switch and set it down, and the dirt just started falling out. So it's got a locking tab there, there, there. But first things first, I'm going to take this little rubber top off, and because, you know, we're here, we might as well clean this thing up, right? Yeah. Like I don't feel any sort of depression. On a switch, you know, you get some sort of action. I don't feel any sort of action on this switch at all. So what I think's happened is, I think it's just dirty as snot. All right, so we're going to clean this little thing in a little bit. We're going to try to get these little tabs off. I've got a nice small flathead screwdriver, and if that didn't work, I've got my jeweler screwdriver over there. This thing is chock full of, I'm going to break the snot out of it. And as you can see, again, this is one of those less is more situations. Just go gentle. Hopefully, I will be able to get this thing off without absolutely destroying it. Because, you know, if I can avoid buying a switch, if I can clean this one up, and yeah, and as you can see, I wasn't getting that action on here. It's stuck down. So you just push down here, and yeah, again, more gunk and garbage. And there's a little rubber isolator, and that'll do that. And I've got some contact cleaner, so I'm just going to clean all of this up right here, right now. There's a little channel there and there. And again, just running the screwdriver down in there, and take my little blue wipe. See if I can get any more garbage out of there. And you've gone through the effort and energy. Clean all these things as best as you possibly can. That way, hopefully, you won't have to fool with this again in a year or two. All right, I wiped these down one more time. In doing so, I was a little rough on those two tabs there, and they broke. So again, be gentle. I put a little dielectric grease around here to help cover up that and those that contact, and hopefully it'll help keep dust and dirt out of there. So hopefully I'll be able to not have to do this again so fast. And then it's just a matter of lining up those little tabs, and then you can push your plunger back in, and you want to get it inside those two little grooves. Come on. And again, you can see the spring action is still okay. And then you put this back down on top of it all to hold it all together. And again, the spring action is absolutely back. So hopefully that was my problem. Let me put it all back together and let's give it a quick test. Okay, so just pay attention to where that little tab is for the connector. I'm going to put mine facing backwards or towards the rear of the car. That way when I grab it, I know I can just slide it down. And remember, you have these two little tabs. So you just want to slide it up through the hole. And it is a snug fit, so just be careful. And then push it all the way up, and then those two tabs will grab and lock in. Come through here. Find your connector. Snap, in we are. And let's give it the old testaroonie. Ah, success! Now it's just putting everything back together. And I will say this, as you're putting parts back together, clean up the area, clean up the part before you mate them, because you know, you're there. Get the dust and dirt out of there. So that's how I troubleshot and fixed my C6 rear hatch button not working. And you know, never know what you're going to find when you start these things, but it's always nice when the fixes are basically free except your time, because I had everything else I needed. So Thanks for watching Maintainers Garage. Have a great day.